Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the Luckeep X1 Pro, a very stylish looking dual battery foldable e-bike. This thing looks really nice. It's got tan sidewalls and the tires, smooth tire tread, suspension seat post. It's got a lot of features we're going to go over in a little bit. But first, we're going to do the performance testing, the 0 to 20 test. So we're on a fresh charge, start at the sewer grate. And before we begin the test, if things look a little bit different right now, it's because this is a second day. I did all of my performance tests during one video review ride, and I realized I had the main battery unplugged the entire time. So I wanted to redo all the performance tests to see if the numbers are any different, to make sure I'm showing what the full power of this bike actually looks like. So just keep that in mind during the hill climb test, during the top speed test, and this test. If it looks a little bit different, that's why. So without further ado, 0 to 20, throttle only. The chickens are out to witness this speed. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, boom. Looks like the speedometer is mostly accurate. About 8 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour there. All right. Next up, we're going to go ahead and do our main hill climb test. As always, throttle only, fully freshly charged. Stopping at the sewer grate. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice soft start. Guys, if you like content like this, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription. Like the video if you like it, and if you don't like it, tell me why in the comments. Tell me why you're mad. Follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I have 2 Facebook groups, e-bike addicts and high-speed e-bikes, 40 miles an hour and up. And we are crossing the finish line at just about 20 miles an hour. Alrighty, you guys know the drill. We're gonna check the downhill speed, but first let's check the top speed of this motor with no load, getting up to 32, 33 miles an hour. Alright, we're gonna pedal up to speed and see if the motor can take us there. And I know, downhill speeds don't really matter, but it's on my way to the steep hill climb test, so why not? Why not try it out? And it's not really a huge hill. It's a moderately sized hill. All right, looks like we're getting just about to the top speed. We're maxing out the motor. All right. On the way to our steep hill climb test. This bike is advertised as dual suspension, and what they mean by that is it's got the front suspension fork. It's a hardtail, but it comes with a suspension seat post. It has just one of those basic Zoom suspension seat posts. We'll find out how that works in today's ride. The seat is on the firmer side. It is not a big, wide, squishy seat. It is on the firmer side. It looks nice. It matches the color scheme of the whole bike, that kind of tan color scheme, but it isn't the most comfortable. We'll see how it does on today's ride. Right now, it's not moving all that much. Handlebar width test. These are very narrow handlebars. This is a foldable bike, so the handlebars are on the narrower side. In fact, they're so narrow, with my phone mount, I can't even see the control panel right over here. That's fine. There's only 3 buttons. I know exactly what those buttons do. So you guys don't really need to see that. At least you can see the shifter over here. So it is what it is. If you guys value compact size over everything else, that will be a good thing, I guess. All right, feel that suspension seat post working a little bit, not a whole lot. Seems to be on the firmer side, so if you're a heavier rider, I'm sure it'll be okay. You'll probably get a little bit more use out of it. All right, headed up to our steep hill climb test. Now, last time this bike did make the hill, just barely, with 1 battery, with the small battery, just barely made it. Let's try it with 2 batteries. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Go. Slight rollout from that line, and let's see if it's any better. Last time we were just barely crawling at like, I think 4 or 5 miles an hour. Okay, see that? So yeah, 5 miles an hour, so pretty much the same speed going up the hill. That's good to know. It can do it with that single smaller battery. All right, let's head down to our top speed testing site. I do have a couple accessories on this e-bike that I always take out on these review rides. The Michow side mirror, really like that. The Gub phone mount, very stable and durable phone mount. And my blinking light in the back as well, just for increased visibility. Links to all that stuff in the description below. And I will leave a link to this bike in the description below as well, along with any other coupon codes or discounts that are available. Save you guys some money. These tires are nice and quiet, very low rolling resistance, smooth as butter. Let's test out these brakes, 20-mile-an-hour brake tests. Oh, these brakes work very well. These are Logan branded brakes. 180 millimeter rotor in the front, 160 in the back. I think that's plenty for a smaller wheeled e-bike like this. If it did have the 26 by 4 inch full-size wheels, you'd probably want some bigger disc brake rotors, but for a smaller wheel, those are going to give plenty of leverage to the calipers to stop this bike. So my guess is that this bike will top out at 28 miles an hour. On the website, it's advertised to top out at 32. But as you guys saw, that's with the free spinning wheel with no load, which you're never going to get that unless you're going downhill like we did. But on flat ground, you're not going to get that. So my guess, 28 miles an hour is going to be the top speed of this bike. And what we'll do is pedal up to speed till we get to about 25, talk down, see where this bike tops off. I do feel a strong headwind, and we are going to do this test this way and the other way to negate for the effects of wind and gravity. Slight elevation changes. Here we go. We're tucked down. We got 29, 28 on the GPS, 29, 30, strong headwind. Curious what the speed's going to be on the way back. Holding 28 strong. We're holding 28. 29 again. Alright, let's do that again. Pedal up to speed. Tuck down. 30, 31, alright. 31 on the GPS, 32 on the speedometer. Alright. So it looks like this is about a 30-mile-an-hour bike. And now we're going to switch it back over to the first day's footage. Tires feel very smooth. I don't even hear them. All I hear is the motor in the back. Normally with knobby tires, you hear them roaring down the road at higher speeds. These are deadly silent, so you can sneak up on people. I think with a high cadence, this thing ghost pedals after 30, but realistically, after 25, you don't really want to pedal this bike. See, good thing I'm wearing a helmet. I could just headbutt those branches. Always wear your helmet, guys, so you can use your head as a ramming device. It is a very hot day. Well, at least for New England. It's probably going to get hotter later today. Right now, I think it's about 85. It'll probably hit 90 later. I know for some of you guys that's nothing, but for us around here, New Englanders, that's quite a bit. I do have my backpack on me, so that's an extra 20 pounds on top of my about 195 pound weight, somewhere on there. So if you buy this bike and you weigh about the same as I do, expect the same performance. In this temperature, at least. Yeah, right now we're going over small sidewalk bumps, and I don't feel that suspension seat post moving all that much. Riding on the sidewalk with this bike, I feel fine. This doesn't look like a motorcycle. It looks like just kind of like a slow, chill e-bike. So I'm not worried about people giving me looks like, what the hell is that? Why are you riding your motorcycle on the road? Steering is very nimble with the smaller form factor. Man, they really gotta trim some of these trees. This sucks. Headbutt. Nice and nimble. Crossing on over. Let's test out the off-roading of this bike. Oh, there's a lot of little pink flowers everywhere. Alright. I feel that suspension seat post working a little bit. Front shocks are a little bit on the clunky side. But, this isn't exactly an off-road bike. So what are you gonna do? We're not gonna do the steep hill climb test, because that'll be very challenging. We're gonna go up this hill. Gear 1, we're in pedal assist 5. Pedal, 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 pedal. See that front fork working? I feel the suspension seat post, it is definitely working. It's not gonna feel like anything premium, but it's there. It does the job. I guess it's better than a solid seat post. Although, by the way, it will add a little bit of height to the seat post overall, because obviously that suspension needs some room to travel. And the sidewalk of doom. Might as well be another off-road test. Yeah, I do feel that suspension seat post working now. That's good. It's a nice little bonus that they throw in there. I appreciate that. I'm hearing some rattling from the front. This bike does not like to be abused in that way. But once again, if you're buying a bike like this, you are not going to be doing that type of riding. Let's test out the different pedal assist levels. Let's see where pedal assist 1 gives us. Oh, we're at 0. Pedal assist 1 brings us up to 15 miles an hour. Pedal assist 2, about 18. Pedal assist 3, 21, somewhere on there. Pedal assist 4, 24. And then of course pedal assist 5 gives you everything. I did just notice that there's a delay in the pedal assist if I have the throttle on and I turn it off and start pedaling. So if I want pedal assist power and I'm not touching the throttle at all, it does turn on relatively quickly. So here we go. No power. Power. No power. Power. So it turns on relatively quickly. However, let's say I'm hitting the throttle and I stop, but I'm still pedaling. Watch this. No power. Oh, there we go. This does have an adjustable height stem. So you know what we're going to do, folks. Bring this up to max height. Oh, yeah. There we go, guys. We got some ape hangers now, just chilling. Most of my weight is now on the seat, and I feel ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome. Yeah, buddy. Just cruising. All right, let's bring the handlebars back down so you guys can see the road. Let's double check if the throttle gives us full power no matter which pedal assist, or pedal assist 1. Yes, sir. Top speed. So throttle gives you full power, and obviously the different pedal assist levels give you a different speed per level if you're pedaling. I think that's a pretty good setup. Going downhill, the brakes feel fantastic. They are nice and quiet as well. A quiet pad material. Sometimes I test out e-bikes and the pad material is so loud. Wakes up the whole neighborhood. And these are deadly silent. Just like the tires. Let's slam into this curb. Yes, suspension doesn't work. Nothing to write home about, but it's there. Jumping off the curb. I do feel that suspension fork working. I do feel that suspension seat post working. And now that we finished the performance testing, let's head back inside the MCHQ so I can show you guys the specs and components of this e-bike and all the accessories that it comes with. Some of these are really nice. Let's take a look. See you guys in a bit. Let's take a look at the specs and components of the Luckeep X1 Pro. Let's go ahead and start off at the top. Check this out, guys. We've got these nice tan faux leather grips, and these are locking from both sides. Very nice. Simple minimalist control panel. Logan branded hydraulic disc brake levers. And the display, we're gonna go over this in a second. Looks like this display has a USB port underneath. Typical 7-speed Shimano shifter, quarter twist throttle. This has an adjustable height handlebar stem. Moving on down, we've got some very nice looking cable management. Here's the latch for the handlebar stem. Nice looking front headlight. Basic front fork with a preload adjustment and a compression with lockout adjustment. Check out these tires. These are some very nice looking tires. Looks like it has more of a road-worthy tread pattern on it. Not so good for off-roading, but very silent, very quiet on the road. And it looks like these are Chaoyang Araisun K rubber tires, whatever that means, KD+. Very nice looking. In the front and the back, we've got some plastic fenders, which is going to help keep things quiet. And back here we have a 7-speed Shimano transmission with a Shimano Altus derailleur. And thankfully this bike does come with a derailleur guard. This bike does come with a 750 watt nominal rated geared hub motor, which produces a decent amount of power. On the website it's advertised to have a peak of 1400 watts. Moderately sized chainring. The main battery is a 48 volt 16 amp hour battery that is combined with the central battery using a battery blender. Looks like it's located underneath. The central battery is located directly in the frame. Charge port for that right there. And this bike only comes with one charger, and it is 2 amps. This bike does come with 4 keys
2 keys for the rear battery and 2 keys for the center battery. To remove the center battery, you go ahead and use one of the keys, turn the key, and then this will pull right out. And then to go ahead and put it back in, you slide it right back into the rail. Guys, make sure you have this battery seated firmly, because during my test ride, this battery wasn't even seated all the way. So I was using the center battery instead of the main battery. I was wondering, why is the battery bar going down so quick? Because this battery wasn't even being used. So make sure you push this down, and then you have to go ahead and twist the key a little bit so it's able to seat back in, and now it's completely locked in and good to go. I think the reason that happened was because this piece of foam was underneath the battery, and I didn't know about it. I don't know if they put this in there on purpose to keep it there or just for shipping purposes, but this was stopping the battery from being seated all the way. So make sure you remove this piece of foam underneath the central battery, and then you'll be good to go. There's the main frame folding mechanism. You just push this button down, and then you can unfold the bike. This bike has hydraulic disc brakes, and the front rotor is 180 millimeters, and the back is a 160 millimeter. The frame of this bike is a very nice looking frame, great color scheme, great shape. It is a magnesium alloy, which they say is gonna help with durability and weight. Foldable pedals. When the bike is folded, it's gonna rest on this wheel underneath. Here's our Tektro branded suspension seat post. This actually does work fairly well. Looks like if you got a normal seat post, you could probably reduce the seat height by at least 2 inches, maybe like 2.5 inches. And you also get a medium width, decently squishy seat. This comes with a nice tan color to match the color scheme with the tan handlebar grips. This has a pretty beefy rear rack for storage, and it looks like it has some holes right here so you can mount some accessories. Guys, check out all these accessories you can get for the Luckeep X1 Pro. Look at this. Got these nice faux leather pannier bags, matches the color of the seat and the handlebar grips. Huge rear basket, and you also get a front basket where the headlight can mount underneath. Look at how amazing this is. Storage for days. You can move a whole lot of cargo with these racks. The front rack, the rear rack, and the pannier bags. And guys, here's what I look like on this bike at 5'10". So the seat is a little bit on the higher side because of that suspension seat post. As you can see, it does work. It works as it should. I can just barely reach my toes to the ground. I can't quite put my heels down, but this is the lowest seating position. So if you're shorter than like 5'9", 5'8", maybe this isn't the bike for you unless you get a different seat post, which does lower the seat down. Front suspension does work. It's pretty easy to bottom out, but it's a budget fork, so what do you expect? And the weight of this bike will be a little bit heavier because it has the dual batteries in it. So even though it's a foldable bike, it is a little bit on the heavier side, but it's not too bad. And lifting it up with the back handle right here under the seat, along with the stem, makes for a fairly convenient grip. Folding this bike is just like any other foldable bike. You're gonna press the button to unlock the center latch, open that up, turn the wheel. I like to push into the center and then very carefully fold it up. It does have a wheel underneath, making sure that the bike isn't resting on the actual chainring. And then from there, you can go ahead and unlatch the handlebar, and there it is. Obviously, to fold it back together, you do the opposite one, open it up, wedge yourself inside, push that together, boom, just like that. Let's take a look at the settings in this bike. So go ahead and turn it on, hold the power button. You get a nice Luckeep logo. And here we get a fairly basic but nice looking display, battery bar, speedometer, odometer, the time the bike has been on, and your trip distance. And to get into the advanced settings, you just press this power button once, and there you can adjust the screen brightness. You can adjust kilometers an hour or miles an hour, how long it takes for the bike to shut down if you're not using it, wheel size adjustments, don't touch this number. Speed limit, this was set all the way up when the bike was shipped to me. I think what zero start means is if you're pedaling the bike, the throttle will work or it won't work. So we'll just leave that as is. The boost drive determines if the throttle is on or not. If the pedal assist is only on or the throttle is only on or both, we'll obviously leave that at both. The ABS set, don't know what that is, but we're gonna leave that as is. Starting strength, just bring that all the way up. Give you the most amount of torque. Boost magnetic type, this is how many magnets are in the pedal assist sensor. Go ahead and leave that at 12, otherwise you're gonna mess it up. MC limit current, we'll leave that as is.
All right, intersection crossing test. Here's where power is really necessary if you're crossing a road. So we got some traffic there. You wanna obviously get across as fast as possible. And sometimes some of these e-bikes are very, very slow. And so it does make you a little bit nervous. Let's see how this one does once all this traffic is gone.
One eternity later.
Here we go. This is throttle only. Not too bad. We're gonna head over to another hill climb test. This is something I like to add in for fun. It is a long hill climb test, and it is on the steeper side. And I like to see if these bikes can even do it. If they can, what speed? Most of them can, because it's not as steep as our steep hill climb test. So this e-bike just barely made it up our steep hill climb test. That's probably the slowest speed I've ever seen. Usually motors give up because it's a safety measure. If a wheel isn't spinning and there's power going into it, all that's happening is it's heating up. And this one was just like, no, we must go. I have to go. We must turn the wheel. So let's see how this does. Going up the semi-steep hill, throttle only. See what happens. I do not recommend doing this on your e-bike. It is somewhat of a torture test, especially on a hotter day like this. Hopefully I don't break this bike. But I want to show you guys what this thing can and can't do in case you're interested in buying it. Alright, so we're just crawling our way up. So we're about to cross into 10 miles an hour. Let me at least bring the gearing down in case I need it. 9 miles an hour. Oof, we're struggle busing it. 6 miles an hour. Alright, so it looks like it's just barely doing it, but I'm not going to continue because that is not good for the motor. And it would take forever. So we'll head on back down. It seems like it can do it. Very, very, very slowly. Flying down the hill. We're definitely ghost pedaling after 32. There's nothing you could do. We're going faster than the motor can go. Oh, these brakes are very nice. Final thoughts on this Luckeep X1 Pro after this initial review ride. This bike is a good looking bike. It is definitely a head turner. It's got nice looking lines on the frame, nice looking wheels, nice looking tan handlebar grips, a tan seat. It's definitely got the looks. So A+ in that department for sure. Performance, I would give this like a C-. It is on the weaker side, which for some of you guys is fine. If you're never going to be going faster than 25 miles an hour, performance on this bike is going to be just fine. It's got a nice smooth start. If you just want to get out and chill and cruise around and just relax, hit up a rail trail, get some ice cream, just hang out. Kind of like the lowrider equivalent of an e-bike. Performance is going to be fine for you. The foldability is nice. It still feels very solid for a foldable e-bike. So you can fit this in smaller spaces. Maybe you need to fit it inside of a car, inside of an RV, inside of a closet. This thing should fit just fine. I do appreciate the dual batteries for extra range. That is very nice. This motor does not give up at lower RPMs. It still tries to keep pushing. Where most other motors give up when they're not really spinning, this one tries to still give you power and tries to still go. So I guess that's good for steeper hills. I've been on some e-bikes where they just completely shut off as a safety feature, but this one just keeps going. So I guess that's kind of cool. The brakes are very nice. Hydraulic disc brakes with that larger 180mm rotor in the front. Appreciate that. This thing stops on a dime. 7 speeds are plenty for this bike, and I think the gearing is perfect for the speed of this bike as well. You don't really need high-speed gearing for a bike that doesn't go fast. The suspension seat post is a nice touch. It's not going to feel like a rear suspension on an actual frame. So I'll leave a link to this bike in the description below, along with any coupon codes or discounts that I might be able to offer. Definitely check this one out if you value the things that I mentioned. If you guys like content like this, please feel free to subscribe if I've earned your subscription. Like the video if you like it. And if you don't like it, tell me why. Tell me why in the comments. Tell me why you're mad. And tell me what you think about this e-bike, the Luckeep X1 Pro dual battery model. Pretty nice looking e-bike. That's it for today, folks. Until next time.